Mark Feinsand joining the program. We're so thankful that he's here talking not only about Shohei Ohtani, Mark, but I want to talk about Juan Soto as well. Let's start with Shohei, however. I mean, this is a guy that in a year and a half is going to hit the free agent market. Are the Angels smart to hold on to him for the revenue that he brings in right now or trade him now at the highest dollar they can get?
Well, I think if they don't believe there's a chance they can re-sign him in a year and a half, and I don't think there is much of a chance that he stays there, you have to trade him. This is, like you said, the most value that he's going to have, the ability to impact 2 stretch runs, 2 postseasons. Obviously a team's acquiring him to both pitch and hit, so you're essentially acquiring 2 players for the stretch run for the price of 1, although probably for the price of 3, because the Angels' asking price is going to be astronomical. Joel Sherman and John Heyman reported that teams are looking at maybe giving up their top 4 prospects to get Ohtani. It might be worth it, given how good he is and the impact he has on the field and at the box office. But the biggest question is, are the Angels going to trade him? Will Artie Moreno approve such a trade? As you mentioned, from a business standpoint, Ohtani is the main drawing card there, even on a team with Mike Trout.
And, Mark, this is a team that needs pitching. For years, we've gotten on them because they haven't had enough pitching. You can't necessarily trade away your best pitcher. Shohei Ohtani has legitimately solidified himself as an ace.
Absolutely. A lot of the problem is that they need more than just Shohei Ohtani. They tried to bring in Noah Syndergaard. He's been okay, not as good as he was before his Tommy John surgery. Michael Lorenzen started out well, got injured. I just look at this team as good as Ohtani is. They need so many pieces around him. And can you put together enough pieces in, the rest of this year, going into next year, to really believe you can contend in that AL West or for an AL wild card? Or should you go out and get a haul for Ohtani now and try to put together a team to build for the future, to look to try to have a winning team, a year, 2, 3 years from now?
Mike Trout says that he'll be back before the end of the year, dealing with a back issue that seems to be recurring and potentially could last with him for the rest of his career. He has not played more than 140 games since 2016. We all love Mike Trout and have a tremendous amount of respect for Mike Trout. But what does that do for the Angels' makeup? Where do they go from here, knowing the injuries?
Well, they certainly have a better read on how serious Mike Trout's back injury is than any of us do. You would assume that the medical staff has a good idea of what this is going to mean for him going forward. We've seen back injuries really crush great players in the past. Don Mattingly's career ended early on a back injury. David Wright's career ended early on a back injury. These things linger. So the question is, if the Angels believe that Mike Trout is going to return to his MVP form and still has several years of his prime, well, they can try to build around Trout and Ohtani, try to contend next year. If they believe that Trout's back injury is going to be a chronic thing that hampers his ability to be that MVP caliber player, then you have to start looking at trading Ohtani, trying to bring in some more young talent, and putting together a core of players that can help this team in the future. Because right now, the core of players on this team appears to be Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani.
Do you think Shohei Ohtani will bring the bigger haul if he is traded, or Juan Soto?
It's a really tough question. I mean, Soto comes with an additional year of control, so the gut instinct is to say it's Soto. At the same time, the Nationals have made it known that Soto's on the block. He's going to probably get traded, if not this week, maybe in the offseason. The Angels have not shown their cards in that aspect. They're saying, you want Ohtani, come overwhelm us. And as I mentioned before, you're not just getting a great hitter, you're getting a great pitcher as well. So the value that Ohtani brings is unlike any player that we've ever seen. So I would say it might be Ohtani, despite the fact that he has one less year of control.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane to think about the guys that are going to come in return for either one of these players. Final question for you, Mark Feinsand, because you cover every single team. If you had to pick the 2 AL wildcard teams right now, who would you say is in?
Well, there are 3, so I'm going to go with the Blue Jays, the Mariners, and the Rays.
Okay. All right. We're going to hold you to that with those 3 wild card teams. It's been a crazy, crazy year in the American League. Mark Feinsand doing such great work all around the league. Our MLB Network insider. We appreciate it very much.